Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 521.
The
I'm,
sexiest podcast on the network.
I just looked at it. It already was in my
Like
brain.
21? Maybe. That was fun.
I do that on the Crazy Life quite a bit. Like when Jen will be like, joining me as always is Bryan, and I'll be like, hello?
I mean, maybe, I guess I'm here.
So it's kind of become a thing I do over there. But I was like, blah, 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 blah. And then I was like, had to quickly, shift my eye, look at my notepad. Like,
it happened, mate.
Yeah.
How's it going?
After so many. Whew. I mean, we could just not say what episode it is. Nobody would ever really notice, probably. But
I mean, but if we didn't, we'd be breaking format.
Yeah, exactly. We've been doing it, I believe, the whole time. I think I did it from maybe not in the first episode, but I think fairly, shortly after that.
Right? Yeah, I don't recall.
It's too long ago.
I mean, we were just talking about just briefly pre-recording, but yesterday was our podcast's birthday.
Yeah, we just had our Twitter birthday the other day, too. So
how old our podcast is, but I could find out.
That's actually what I'm doing right now.
Raise
you. Yeah, you'll probably win. My internet sucks.
Let's see. I just filtered nothing. Bullshit.
Yeah, that's helpful.
Episode 1. How about that? It's going to pull up all the 100s. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of the name of the first one.
I don't recall. Wow. If I knew how to
there it is.
If I knew how to use my...
I got it. August 2nd of 2011.
2011? Our podcast is
sir.
10 years old? Oh, my God. We should have... See, if we weren't dumb, we should have had a 10th birthday party.
Yeah, that would have been
put
funny.
On party hats and shit.
Yeah,
that would have been a good time.
Sure.
I mean, if we were thinking, Brian, because we did hang out over the weekend, that's something we could have done. Just for like a half hour or something. Totally like a live stream, the 10th birthday party of Salty Language.
Yep, because the first episode is called "And So It Begins," which is I thought that's what it was, but I couldn't remember, so I tried it, and that's of course what pulled up. So yeah.
We're gonna have a banger in 8 years, buddy. Once our podcast becomes an adult. Oh shit! I don't even know what the future's gonna hold.
I don't know. Yeah.
And steampunk heroin coursing through our veins. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Let's
why
hope.
Steampunk,
right?
But it's definitely gonna be heroin.
I know. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's wild stuff right there. Weird, wild stuff. Yeah, I got some shelves I meant to put up behind me because I was gonna put some stuff on it.
I misheard you, and then my brain corrected it because I thought you said shells, and I'm thinking, oh, Tony was at the beach. Oh, these will look nice on my wall.
I like seashells. I like seahorses. I like seahorse things. Drinking out of cups.
Yeah.
You don't like seahorses? Fuck you. Or is it lighthouses? I don't remember. It's been so long since I watched that video. Drinking out of cups.
Either way, people collect both.
True.
So.
Oh, man. Holy shit. I just ate some, way too much pasta and then garlic bread and pie. We had quite the dinner, bro.
Yeah, it sounds way better than the hot dog I ate.
I like a hot dog.
Yeah, it was more of a, I had set out some hamburger because I was going to make some casserole that I found a recipe for, and I forgot to set it, out on, out, so it's still really frozen. And I was like,
dude, you just made a meatsicle, no big deal.
Yeah.
You just lick it.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Beefy.
So I was like, looking at the time, I'm like, well, I have 20 minutes. I'm like, so by the time I thaw this meat and get things started, it'll be just in time to basically put it in the oven and then go record.
I just realized for anyone who wants to watch the YouTube video, I suck, and I had it in studio mode, and I thought I flipped the camera over, and it's just been our logo for the past 5 minutes. I'm sorry, people. I'm the worst.
I have no idea what you're saying.
And not was the internet the worst. I was saying anyone who's watching our video, I had it in studio mode, and I thought I flipped the camera over, but I sure didn't. So they've just been watching our logo and us hearing us talk.
Dude. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Man, did things have gotten bad here.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Things are bad in your world.
I barely understand through. Yeah, it's breaking up bad.
It's that steampunk heroin. Get off it.
Steampunk heroin. Get off. This is really awful.
Oh boy. I mean, as is most of our episodes.
Yeah, but this is like you can't even I can't even understand what you were saying. Normally I can kind of piece together what you were saying. It was breaking up so bad I couldn't. I heard you because when it came back in, I got to hear the whole spiel before it started breaking up again.
So what you're saying is this is going to be a great experience for audio listeners.
I really should cut it all out.
Hey, if you want to see the whole feed, though, and our logo for 5 minutes, check out Salty Language Pod on YouTube. I've got it down
that was
to
pretty
kind
much
of
all
science to get the video up at least the next day. It takes forever to upload.
Yeah.
I'm not paying for super upload speeds. I hate to tell you people. Unless we start getting them YouTube numbers.
Like I said, I think that's partially designed by YouTube also because they want you to just, go live on their platform.
I mean, I wouldn't be mad at it. We've done it. We've done it before.
Yeah.
I think it's just a matter of the internet going to hold.
Yeah,
oh, God.
It seems okay now. Like it seems to have straightened out whatever it was. Because I thought originally what you were saying was that you forgot to hit record.
Oh, it's recording. It's just people have been watching the logo for no reason.
Well, I don't know if you remember there for a while though. Like every time you hit record, the audio quality would just go to garbage.
I don't know why either. Your lovely face got all fuckered up too.
Yep.
I blame the internet
because it hates us. Yeah.
There you go. Let me just
technology absolutely hates it.
I'm doing some live.
We've stepped out of our lane. Oh God! Now it's time jumping on us.
I am a Terminator sent from the future to kill Sarah Connor.
Dude, this is. I'm real close to just stopping the recording. It's
amazing,
really bad. Yeah, dude, it's chopping. When I go to talk, it's like putting your audio right there.
That's exciting.
So it sounds like we're just talking over each other. It's really terrible.
I'll be honest, on my end, it sounds great.
Well, that's good, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, right?
Oh, wait, no, my end's the recording end. Yeah. Well, yours is too, I guess.
We're recording on 2 platforms now, my dude.
Hopefully the YouTube sounds better.
I mean,
good Lord.
With the exception of whenever your internet craps out, your image on my recording goes flipping up into the corner for some reason. It's like, and then I got to fix it.
It's because I'm trying to get away.
Apparently.
Like, please, just let me leave.
Let me fix you again. Oh, God, your image is so small. Why would it do that to you? Just stretch you out again, get you back in your form.
Ooh, boy. What a struggle.
All right. Ride in the old struggle bus. That's what we do with Salty Language.
Of course.
There you go. There you go, Brian. You're back to full size up in your corner.
What I was going to say is, like, we're out of our lane because our lane is just being the guys that, like, over in England that just stand up on boxes and just yell stupid shit.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Like, that's really our wheelhouse.
I mean, that was the, like the working title for our podcast, guys on boxes yelling stupid shit.
Yeah.
If I remember right, back in 10 years ago when we were figuring this out.
Yeah, like we figured anything out in 10
we don't
years.
Know shit.
Listen
to our audio.
Right?
Oh God, your picture just got huge. What the fuck? Why would it do this to me?
We're just being betrayed by all of everything right now.
Oh my goodness, it's huge.
Yeah,
it's fucking huge, man.
I think technology is trying to tell us we overstayed our welcome.
Apparently, right? Let me just scoot you over a little bit. There we go. All right, stop.
Jeez.
Internets, please. Gods of internet, are you listening? Please. What color do you want? I'll adjust my background color.
Yeah. Please, our podcast. It's
10 years old. I mean, why would you do this?
Yeah.
This is like an anniversary fucking episode or something.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe the problem is because I'm drinking Mio water and not tasty beers tonight.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm sure it has something to do with that.
I mean, you know, Brian, sometimes when you put on one of your favorite t-shirts, it don't fit so good anymore. You're like, fuck, I should probably cut back a little bit on something. And I'll tell you what it wasn't.
Yeah.
Garlic bread, pasta, and pie.
Jeez.
Judging by Brian's frozen face, his internet is fucking up again. Oh, shit. He's vanished. There he is.
Yeah. Again, I have no clue what you said during that time.
That's okay. I was just fat-shaming myself.
Oh, fair enough.
No big deal, bro.
Jeez.
I know, right?
I don't know what's going on. It is terrible.
I have no idea.
It's one of the worst we've had in a long time.
Do you need to march around your house and unplug all the devices except for the podcasting equipment?
Probably need to go to my neighbors' houses and do the same thing.
Yeah, be like, stop using the bandwidth in this area, you assholes.
Right? It's probably what it is.
I mean, the way I picture it is when you fire up Shameless Plug Studios, your whole neighborhood's internet's like, it just kind of dims down, you know?
I hope.
Like everyone's Netflix, like all the resolution drops.
Yeah.
I hate that, by the way. That's the worst. I mean, I know in this like year of 2021, I can magically watch basically anything I want. Yeah, when the resolution drops, I'm like, what the fuck is this? This is bullshit.
Yeah. What am I, a caveman?
Exactly. Meanwhile, fast forward 20 years, I'm watching VHS tapes and adjusting tracking and shit.
Yeah, exactly. So there was only so much you could do in those days. It was not just, if I give it a couple minutes, it'll adjust. It'll be fine.
Yeah, our older listeners know what's up. If we have younger listeners, they're like, what the fuck is tracking? I don't understand.
I'll be honest. After my experience working at a video store, I'm not even sure some of the older listeners will understand, because when I showed them what tracking was, it was like I was showing them magic.
I mean, you might as well.
So, yeah, until the auto tracking VCRs came out. Those were a godsend, especially working at a video store, because any video that jumped around, usually, literally, if you gave it a couple minutes, it usually would be okay.
Yeah, it usually correct itself.
Oh my God. When you had to adjust it yourself, people were just like, and you're like, yeah, I get it. You have no clue.
Clearly
you
special.
Have a book that
you put magic rectangle in machine and magic rectangle make movie.
Right. Anything beyond that, complicated.
Yeah, horribly complicated.
Yeah. Like, see this thing? Does your VCR have one of those? Yeah. Like, I didn't know what it was for, though. Like,
you're an idiot. Get out of here. You don't deserve this movie.
Yeah. Just throw hot coffee in their face.
Yeah. We should always have a cup of hot coffee on standby.
Yeah.
Like on one of those little plug-in mug warmers, so it's always piping hot. Yeah.
I don't drink it. I just keep it handy for that reason. Yeah. Right.
Like someone's like, can I get a cup of coffee? Like, sure. And you take a sip, like, God, this is terrible. It's like, well, it's very weak. That's my throwing coffee.
Yeah.
I use the same grounds for a week straight.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no sense in wasting fresh grounds on it.
No, you just run water through it a few times. It starts to look like tea, but who cares?
Oh God, can you imagine ordering coffee somewhere and you can see to the bottom of the mug when they bring it out?
Like, I didn't ask for Earl Grey. Like, no, that's a dark roast. Like, what?
Yeah. Oh.
Huh.
Like, out of curiosity, bring me a glass of water. I'm curious what that looks like.
It's just pitch black.
Okay. Now I get it.
Then you have 2 cups of throwing coffees.
You're right, because you just heat the other one up when you're, once the other mug is empty.
Maybe you hit them with the cold one. They're like, oh, that's cold. And then you just burn them. Because the other way, it's kind of soothing.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I'm not going to, yeah.
You don't
I don't want to make.
Negative Ghost Rider.
Right. My throwing cup. Yeah, somebody comes in, like you said, starts drinking. And you're like, what the hell are you doing? Like, it's my throwing cup. That's why it's plastic.
That's why it's got a pistol grip.
Yeah. Plastic. You put it on one of those warmers and it just melts.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. I guess it wouldn't be plastic. I don't know. Fair enough. Whatever.
Gross.
Yeah.
Oh, so, hey, how's it going, man?
All this crap aside, good.
Hopefully we're past the hiccups, because I noticed it seems to be playing nice again.
Yeah. I mean, yesterday sucked a lot. The night before, I was up all night with, we'll say, tummy issues.
Yeah.
And then almost, till probably about 7 o'clock yesterday, dude, I just was nauseous.
Oh, God.
Like, I kept feeling like I was going to toss. And, yeah, it sucked. And I'm like trying to think of something I could eat. We were out and, we were going to grab something to eat. And I'm like, I'm going to just get some chicken nuggies and, go with something real easy that's like, this shouldn't, anger the stomach gods.
I mean, was nuggies a worthy sacrifice?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. It seemed to be the answer. I felt fine later. I was just, I don't know what it was, man, but boy, did I not feel good. And I was supposed to go for a tooth cleaning yesterday.
Just one?
And yeah, just one. They let me pick though.
That's cool. That's an interesting service.
Yeah. You go one at a time. That way they can really spend time on it,
What if your dentist cleaned your teeth? Like, you remember that arcade game where you shoot the balls at the clown face, try and knock his teeth out? What if it was like that? Like, they just sat in a chair and they just shot little balls of, like, dental shit at you? I mean, it'd be pretty cool, I guess.
I feel like that'd be a blast for them, but not so great for you, probably, because, it depends on how good their aim is, I guess.
Yes. Also, what a weird game. Let's try to blast this clown's teeth out of its head.
Yeah. Because, clowns don't deserve to have teeth, I guess.
Exactly. Fuck them teeth. They clearly don't have dental benefits.
I was just going to say, what we didn't know is we were providing dental for them at the time. Exactly. They just had all these abscesses and whatnot, and we were actually doing them a favor.
Like, well, you don't have coverage, but I have this cannon that shoots baseballs.
I believe I have an elegant solution for both our problems here.
What if I gave you $25 and dental care? You just got to sit there for 8 hours and get blasted by baseballs.
Yeah. And you get to entertain children and get dental care. Well, okay, yes.
I have Sparky the Clown. I would love this gig.
Till you realize the kids they line up like a baseball cannon.
Exactly. Meanwhile, 8 missing teeth and a fractured orbital later.
Yeah. Not in the eye. Poor clowns.
Poor Sparky the Clown. Can never catches a break.
No.
Well, except that orbital.
So I wake up. Yeah, well, that was certainly a broken one. I wake up yesterday and, still not feeling good. And I'm like, yeah, the last thing I want to do is go get basically tilted upside down for half an hour.
Bro,
because I feel like if I do, it's not going to go well.
Space camp. You could have been like the next Bezos.
No, because I'm not that rich.
But space camp. Get tilted upside down, feel like shit. I don't know.
No, because I'm pretty sure if I would have got tilted upside down, all the contents of my stomach would have not been in my stomach anymore.
I mean,
so
hilarious at the dentist.
Right. They probably would not have appreciated that.
I'm about ready to test that suction tube out.
Yeah, right.
What are the capabilities of that thing?
Oh man, because get the bigger one.
Yeah, you got one made by DeWalt.
Yeah,
because you're gonna need that motherfucker.
Or a shot back, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. If I don't hear a diesel engine rumbling, it's not good enough.
Well, the worst part was I called the dentist office because, they ask you to give 24-hour notice if you can't make it. And it's like, well, this is a situation where I absolutely couldn't. Plus, my appointment's on a Monday, so you can't give 24-hour notice unless
call, but nothing's going to happen.
I can't even leave a message. There's nothing.
Yeah.
So, if it was an emergency, they'll tell you to go to the ER or whatever, or an urgent. Well, probably not an urgent care, but the ER, because I think they have a dentist on call or whatever.
Probably, yeah. I mean, I really don't know.
So when I called, it's like, oh, there's 4 calls ahead of you. I'm like, okay, because I called like right when they opened,
right?
Because I'm like, well, I'm gonna just do this, get it out of the way. It's like, I expected there to be some calls in front of me because it's Monday morning. 4 calls. I'm like, that should be fine. 20 minutes later, your call is important to us. Please, blah, blah, blah. There are 3 calls in front. I'm like, who the fuck is on the line this long with the dentist? Office. So I'm like, whatever, so I stay on there. Then all of a sudden it's at 2. And I'm like, okay, here we go. We're picking up now. Dude, 40 minutes later, there's still 2 calls in front of me.
Holy shit.
And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Like, who is talking to the dentist office for 40 minutes? Like, what are they doing? Like, this is supposed to be a line for you to call for appointments and whatnot. So this shouldn't be an internal thing to where they have like a phone meeting or some bullshit, So finally I'm like, well, my phone was dying, so I had to go plug it in. And so I just hung up and I'm like, well, I'll just call back, So I call back about 20 minutes later. There are 7 calls in front of you. And I'm like, fuck this. And hung up and tried calling back a couple of times. And I get this thing where it's like, says, welcome to Verizon Wireless. The call can't be completed because basically something on the other end. I'm like, okay, well, maybe they're having phone issues. Maybe that's what's going on. So I call back an hour later. There are 6 people in front of you. I'm like, every time I called, there was a large number. So I ended up just not showing up. And I don't want to do that or like doing that. But it was like, I didn't have a choice. Like, the only other thing I could have done was literally have someone take me up there just to cancel my appointment.
Yeah, and that's pretty annoying.
Yeah, and it's like, this is insane. Like, I don't know why, what was going on there, but Jesus, that was really frustrating because, that wait.
Right.
I was like, this is why I love when places have there's a long line in front of you. Would you like us to call you back?
That is the best service, by the way.
Just, dude, if I was sitting at work, I wouldn't be able to sit there for an hour or you're waiting. You just can't do that. So, yeah. And there's nothing online where you can go and schedule or cancel appointments and it's like, and I don't know why every doctor's office doesn't have that. Like at this point.
Because they want to be as inconvenient as possible.
Actually, I do know why. It's because they would have to buy a new system or pay someone to upgrade their current system. But it's like,
a lot of times they get to charge you if you miss.
True.
So it's like, well, if we make it as hard as possible for me to cancel or reschedule, they'll just give up and we'll make an extra 20 shekels.
Yeah.
Some 20 fucking greenbacks.
If they try pulling that on me, I'm gonna be like, nah, and show them my phone and be like, here's where I was on the phone with y'all for fucking an hour.
Yeah.
Here's another time for 15 minutes. Here's the time, like, I'm gonna show you all the time I wasted. You owe me money at this point.
Here's the time I text you piles of dog shit, because I think that's what I feel of your service.
Yeah. It's like, geez. Well, that's why it's like, with my doctor's office, I can go on. They have a patient portal thing. I can go on there and cancel an appointment if I need to.
Right.
It's like that is so much handier for people like like I said, if you called from work to cancel something, You can't sit on there and wait.
I got a half hour, and then I got to go back out.
So if they had the ability where you could just jump on their website or whatever and boom, boom, and be done with it, you just do that because it's, works better for the scenario. And it's like, but even still, it's like, I don't want to sit there for that long waiting. And I'm assuming it was just phone issues, but geez, this isn't the first time. The last time I had an appointment, they called and told me that they had to reschedule it because they only have the part that sucks about going where I go is there's usually one dentist on staff that day. There's one person who does like the cleaning, that kind of stuff. So if they don't come to work, basically nothing happens there.
That's annoying.
So that's what happened one day was I was supposed to go in to talk to the dentist and she wasn't there that day. She had to, call off for whatever reason. And, this was also kind of like peak coronavirus time. So I wasn't going to really fight with it, It was like, but when I called back, it was the same thing. Every time I tried to call, there was always at least 2 or 3 calls in front of me. And in my head, I'm going, are they just not answering the phone? Or do they have a way of making it sound like they have calls in front of you so they just don't have to answer the phone? Do they have 2 lines and just call one with the other, basically?
They're just calling sex lines.
Yeah, or that.
I can't answer that. I'm paying for this other one. And then we're getting to the good stuff.
Call 1-800-PHONE-SEXY for sure.
Oh, hell yeah.
So anyway, but yeah, so yesterday was just a full of frustrations and tummy issues. So it was not a good day.
I was like, sounds great, man.
Except today, much better. Last night was fine. Like I said, last night after, I laid down, I ate, waited a little bit, and then I went in and laid down. And when I woke up, I felt a whole bunch better. So I was like, okay, so I don't know if it was a food poisoning thing or if it was just something didn't agree with me. Whatever it was, my stomach was not a happy camper.
You were not a fan.
No. So yeah, good times.
Good clean fun, eh?
So that's why anyone wondering why the podcast is late, that's why, because I 100% did not feel like podcasting.
Yeah, no worries.
Actually, by the time we would have recorded, I probably would have been okay enough to do it. But I, just didn't know, and I didn't want to all of a sudden be like, dude.
I mean, why take the chance, right?
Or pull a stanky leg. Yeah, exactly.
The old gravy leg.
Yeah. Yeah. We don't need another example of that on the show.
Yeah. I mean, that happened that was 9 years ago. 10 and a half.
That was a long time ago.
10 and a half. Yeah. 9 and a half. I can't do math.
Yeah. That's all right. Nobody was asking you to.
That's true. That's a good point.
I guess. I don't
know. Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe,
next episode, all Tony doing math. No calculator.
It's going to be the worst fucking episode ever. No one's going to want that shit.
4 plus 4. 4 plus 4. Gunshot.
44. Magnum. Pow.
Dude, so my brother was over the other day, and he was out looking for ammunition. He needed 45 ammunition, right? So one of the places he went to was like, well, we don't have any 45s, but I got 40s and 5s, meaning bullets, not like 40s and 9s. They didn't have like malt liquor stocked to one side and just $5 bills everywhere. But it was, and he's like, what am I supposed to do with that? And I'm like, duh, you just mush them together. That makes 45.
You've used tape before, right?
Yeah. You just load a 40, then 5, 40, and 5. It's like, wow. Like, I don't know shit really about guns, but I know that's not going to work.
How many times do you think that gun guys probably use that gag?
Yeah, I also feel like that person shouldn't be allowed to be near firearms.
Yeah.
Because if they even remotely suggested that, even as a joke, they should have been slapped really hard.
Pistol whipped.
Or, no, not pistol whipped. You're right. Yeah.
Let
me teach you about gun safety.
With a gun.
Let me teach you about gun safety.
Yeah.
Like, duck.
Stop talking dumbass shit.
Yeah. So, That's
exciting.
That was amusing.
Stuff.
Yeah, I guess.
Right.
Apparently, it's in short supply right now.
Yeah, I've heard. I work with a lot of gun guys, and I hear ammo is incredibly hard to find right now.
Yeah. He said he had to pay up a little bit to finally get some. He said he didn't want to get a bunch. He just had none and wanted to have some in case he wanted to go shoot.
Right.
So, I guess he bought like 2.
Because when COVID was first kicking off, I wanted to take Logan to the range because it's fun. You know, you rent a gun, you get some rounds, you just lay down some fire down range. It's good times. Yeah. But one, COVID shut all that down. But now ammo's so expensive that I'm like,
Yeah. Well, everybody was like fearing, they were going to shoot.
They thought the apocalypse was coming and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
And people are idiots.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, there seems to be because of so many shutdowns and labor and all that kind of stuff. There seems to be a shortage on pretty much everything right now.
Yeah,
but not enough that like people should hoard, but just enough that it's obviously it's made prices go up.
It's annoying, is what it is. But you know what? There's not a shortage of, Brian.
Shitty audio from us.
Fucking ha-has, my guy. 10 years of ha-has here at saltylanguage.com.
I'm pretty sure I was accurate too.
Yeah, we're not talking about that.
There is 10 years of that if you want to go back and listen.
That's true. Well, like I said, we're not talking about that.
Yeah. And most of the time, I think we do pretty
10
well.
10 years of absolute hysterical laughter, of anal-busting laughter. Laugh so hard you're going to shit your pants.
Okay. I mean, yesterday it probably wouldn't have been that hard. But
yeah, we've all been
one
there.
Of those days.
We've all been there. Yeah. If you say you haven't been there, you're lying.
Those are the worst days, right? Like, there's people like, talking about like, I laughed so hard I pissed myself. It's like, yeah, but think about like beyond the days where you can't trust a fart.
Oh yeah.
To the point that you're like, dude, I can't even watch anything funny because if I laugh, I may not be able to clench.
Yeah, exactly. Suddenly I got to reupholster the couch.
Exactly. It's like this is no good, man.
No bueno.
We can't. No bueno.
No bueno.
Oh man.
Yeah, good times.
Anyway, so how was your week or whatever? Hopefully better than at least my day yesterday.
I mean, the week was pretty chill. I know we'll get to our weekend where we hung. But before that, Michelle's best friend is in town. Was in town. She left, yesterday, I think. Or maybe it was today. I don't know. But she, from Georgia, that came up. And, we went out to dinner with her and her husband down this little joint downtown. It's pretty fucking good. I'm not, who cares about the name? It's like a new Mediterranean spot.
All right.
Pretty damn delicious. Our server was kind of shit. You're not a hummus fan, though, are you?
Not really. I mean, I get why people dig it, but it's just not my gimmick.
Bro, they had like 4 different hummuses on the appetizer menu, and one of them was short rib hummus.
Okay, that I'd definitely be in for.
Holy fuck, was it delicious.
I can't imagine it wouldn't be.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Nice.
The food was all good.
Never even heard of that kind of. Normally, the hummuses that I've seen have been like red pepper, maybe a little spice, type ones, those kind of things. Like, nothing
had
real.
Like beef au jus in it, and then it had just big hunk of short rib right in the middle.
Wow, that sounds like a swimming pool I want to dive into.
It was really good. I mean, I don't know why I never thought about something like that before, because one of my favorite dishes at a different Mediterranean restaurant that I love is like steak tips and hummus. Like a bunch of steak tips served on a bed of hummus, and it's so good.
That makes so much sense because that garlicky flavor of the hummus has got to be amazing
it's
with
so
that steak.
Good.
Yeah, see that kind of stuff I'd be more into, but just like hummus and bread or hummus and veggies or something, it just doesn't. I'm not. It's kind of like avocado,
right?
Like not avocado, guacamole. On its own, I'm about it, but I like it on like a wrap or with various like nachos or foods and stuff. I like it like that. I just don't like it as just like a dip so much.
I like it like that.
So hummus is very similar. Like I can have it with stuff like that. Steak sounds amazing.
Oh, it was great.
I can.
Yeah. But we're we went out and sat on the patio. Cool patio. It's like downtown, right by the farmer's market. And this dude rolls by in his big ass, 4-door Jeep. It was a nice day, so it was totally new Jeep.
Naturally.
And he's rolling by just jamming his loud ass fucking hip hop, which it's funny because if you look around at the crowd, it's kind of like, older folk at this place. And he parks right in front of a restaurant, still jamming. And he's just sitting in his Jeep smoking a hookah.
Wow, you don't see someone with their own hookah very often. Like, I saw a bong the other day in a car.
That's outrageous.
And at first I thought it might be, a hookah pipe. And then when I looked at it again, I'm like, no, that's a bong. Like,
yeah,
like it was in Michigan, so I was like, well, I guess it's probably okay up here because we can have recreational marijuanas up here.
Well, it's weird because that very day, earlier that day, I should say, I was watching some video on just YouTube. Just came up in my stream when I was just doing shit around the house, and it was like the top 10 weirdest car maker swag. And Porsche and Bugatti both have made hookahs. I was just
all
like,
right.
Huh? What are the odds?
Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, I've never seen anyone smoking a hookah in a car before.
No, I haven't either. Like, obviously been in a couple places that have them available.
Yeah.
It's a part, is at the bar or whatever, but not not just straight up in your car. Yeah. Hey, whatever, I guess.
It's to each their own, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just weird. Oh man, but yeah, I mean it's been a pretty, like I said, it's been a pretty chill week. The dinner was awesome. I mean, back to work sucked. It's just whatever. At
least it's been a little cooler this week.
It has been a little cooler, and there's like weird things happening in my work right now. So we're not super busy, which is good, but it's gonna be eventually again.
Yeah, sure.
But it's just, I don't know.
Which is obviously up and down because on one hand, it's like, well, the busier you guys stay, the better because job security. But also, maybe can we have a couple easy weeks?
Well, it's like it's more like we're not busy this week, kind of because of some negligence.
Oh,
which I mean, I'm not really going to divulge anything here because why bother? But
yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's just some things went sideways, and it's kind of fucked everything up for a couple days.
Things were afoot at the circle.
Fucked up enough that, unlike a lot of my coworkers who didn't have to work today, I sure did.
Oh, of course, somebody's got to point that glass at holes.
Apparently, so dumb. I've been playing a lot of Minecraft. Yep. That's been fun. Because we got that server, and my house that I got made fun of, so I made a new one that looks way better, up on a mountaintop.
Right.
Yeah, I've just been doing that. I'm telling you, Brian, if you ever decide to buy it, welcome. I'll send you an invite to our server.
Yeah, definitely. I just love the fact that you got peer pressured into building the new place.
Basically, yeah.
This place was so sad.
It was, dude. It was too. I mean, it kind of looks like, like someone would be in there shooting up steampunk heroin.
Yeah,
or whatever.
So what do you do? Like, since you're not using the other house now, I'm assuming, do you just tear it asunder, or
it's just sitting there?
Oh, okay.
Like it still has torches in it and stuff. Like I had my hole I lived in. I had all my stuff. I've moved everything out. It took me multiple trips, but because you can only carry so much. But everything's been moved out except for the torches I left in there burning. So if anyone wants to go venture into my mine, they're more than welcome to.
Right.
There's torches already lit for you, boys.
The torches never burn out then.
No. But yeah, it's just, but now I have this mountaintop structure and a greenhouse, all this fucking fun stuff.
Gotta have the high ground, right? Like
that's
you said.
Exactly what I said. I found probably no one gives a fuck about this, but I was mining, Brian, and I found an amethyst cave. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And when you get amethyst, you can build a spyglass. So I climbed up to this big tall tree, and I was just looking around like, there's a big fucking mountain over there. That's where I want my stronghold, on top of the mountain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to look like a Dio record cover.
Yes.
Hell yeah. look like Castle Grayskull up there. That'd be awesome. Which I did start watching Masters of the Universe. Pretty good so far. I'm only 2 episodes in, but.
Oh my gosh! All right.
Yeah.
I mean, halfway through it already, almost.
Right.
It's only there's 6. No, there's 5. That's right. Yeah.
But let me. I mean, really. I want to jump to our weekend.
Yeah, I mean that's fine with me.
Mm-hmm. We had a little hang.
Indeed.
It was actually weird because before you and I hung out, I got a text from my daughter. She's like, "Hey, Dad, you home?" Yeah, what's up? I'm just gonna probably stop by. I'm like thinking, like, what? She doesn't drive. She is close enough in theory from her mom. She could walk, or she doesn't have a bike over there. She could walk.
Yeah.
It would be a long walk.
Right.
And I get a picture of her and her friend Ash. They're like on our way, and I'm like, what the? I don't even know what's going on. Well, it turns out Ash's grandparents live in my neighborhood, and they were there.
Ah.
Yeah, so they were sick of doing whatever they were doing at her grandparents' house and decided to come hang out with me for a while. I was like, well, that's fine, And they're like, hey, can you give us a ride back when you're done? I'm like, yeah, give me the address. I looked at it. I was 2 blocks away from the bar I wanted you and I to hang out at.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'll tell you what, because I know you guys don't want to go back right away. How about you just come with me when I go pick up Brian? And they did. And we also got ice cream. But you didn't.
Right.
Because I'm a jerk.
I did not. Because you're a jerk. Exactly.
But yeah, that was interesting. Like, I can't imagine you know how you felt when you open up the door and you see heads in the back seat.
Well, I only saw one at first.
Oh, okay.
That's like I knew there was someone behind the front passenger seat, but that was all I saw. And then when Leah yelled my name out or whatever, I was like, "Oh, it's Leah." Okay.
Oh, loud noises, got to be Leah.
Yeah. I knew her voice too. So it was, yeah. But because, like I said, at first I thought maybe Michelle was with you, and maybe she had scurried around to the back or something, and but then when I heard the voice, I was like, oh no, that's not Michelle, that's Leah. So yeah, so I was very surprised. And then when you told me we were Ubering
basically
some teenagers, I was like, oh, all right, fair enough.
It was cool though, because we got to see DJ Khaled.
Dude. Yeah. Part of me wonders sometimes, right? Like when you see somebody who does have a resemblance, because it's like we're joking, but also not. This guy really did. He had the same haircut and the beard.
Like picture an obese DJ Khaled. And I know what you're thinking.
Yeah.
You're like, Tony, DJ Khaled's already obese.
No, bigger.
I mean, like, obese.
Yeah, this dude was good. Pretty hefty.
He's a big boy.
Sure. And of course, like I told Tony, guys that are that size are typically like, shirt. Who needs a shirt?
Like I can find one that fits.
And it always blows my mind because as a large dude, there's never been a day where I've been like, you know what, I'm gonna go no shirt today. Just not a chance. It's like I don't want to see that. Some ain't nobody want to see that. So
yeah, my neighbor across the street today was rocking like above the knee shorts and no shirt, and no, it's not a good scene.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand, I'm all for
pudding on a barbershop floor.
Right. It's like on one hand, I'm all like be comfortable, be who you are, that kind of stuff. But on the other hand, I'm also like, that's all right. Yeah. Like, how about let's do this?
Yeah, exactly.
So, but he's out front like with this little girl, and they're putting up a volleyball net or badminton net, whichever it was. I don't know, but he was putting it up. She was just standing out there.
Yes,
but
oh boy, was she standing out there.
But like you said, it's like after like 2 minutes, my man sat down and was like, I don't know what
he might as well just been rolling on the ground trying to get this volleyball net up.
Yeah, it didn't look like it was going well for him. I don't know. I've never put one up myself, so I don't.
I mean, I don't know if he was just winded from wrenching on those poles over a while,
yeah.
or.
Yeah, I don't know, but all of a sudden he decided to sit down and keep working, and it didn't look like it. It looked like there was more sitting down going on than working.
Oh, absolutely.
But whatever. But no, the real story was the girl, because as we're driving by, this girl was like burning holes in Tony and I with her stare.
Yeah, you remember Damien from The Omen?
Yeah, right.
That kind of stare.
Like if she would have emerged from like a field of corn, it would have felt appropriate.
Oh, absolutely.
She was terrifying.
And no matter just the how far we drive, we look, and she's coming out of field of corn again.
Yeah, that's the thing. It just I looked at Tony and was like, I'm pretty sure we're dying tonight.
Yeah, that was an evil stare.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was no bueno.
No, it was like we stole her ice cream kind of stare. I mean, it was she had bad intentions.
Oh yeah.
Like I don't know what was going on, but
yeah, that was not good. It's weird.
Maybe she was mad because we didn't get out and help DJ Khaled put the net up or something. I don't know.
Part of me wanted to roll him into the ocean.
I just wanted to see if dude needed a glass of water or something.
Dude, he needed something.
Yeah. I really probably needed some help. It's probably what he needed.
Yeah, he's like, once I'm down, it's over. I'm not getting back up.
No, I was meaning with the net.
Oh.
I mean, who knows? It could have been like the first time he's putting one of those up and just has no idea what he's doing.
I mean, he looked like a scientist, really. I think he might have been a volleyball net engineer, Brian. I don't know.
Well, what I was saying originally is like, I wonder, like, when you have traits that are similar to someone else, it's like you can kind of go one of two ways, right? Like you can lean into it, or you can go, okay, I'm not going to get the same haircut, beard style as DJ Khaled.
I feel like
I'm going
to
go a different
lead
route.
hard.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if he says his catchphrases and shit too.
Oh yeah, probably. Like I bet he goes to the bar and pulls gets up and he just raises the glass and is like, another one, and shit like that. So, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And it probably works on some people. There's probably some that are like, you look real familiar.
Yeah. Wait, aren't you that piece of shit I saw in the front yard rolling around trying to get a goddamn net up?
Like, no, I'm DJ Khaled.
Oh.
Like, yeah, oh, sorry, my fault.
My apologies. I thought you were that piece of shit rolling around the front yard trying to get a net up. Next to the Omen kid.
Nope. Maybe that's what was going on. I still think that may have been what happened, is she might have commanded him to sit.
Exactly. I was about to say the same thing. It makes sense. Possession.
Yeah.
Yep.
Exactly.
He was rolling around because the demons.
Dude, wait a minute. What if he's her familiar or something?
I mean, could be.
Right?
I mean, he looks familiar to us. Oh!
But you see in those things like these little kids and they got this like big demon or something that walks around with them. Maybe that's what
like in those weird animes and shit.
Yeah, maybe that's what was happening there.
Yeah, maybe.
She commanded him to put up a net. He couldn't do it real well, so she basically just gave him a heart attack or something. I don't know.
Made him writhe on the ground like an idiot.
Yeah, I guess I don't know.
Yeah. Roll for me, Khalid. Roll. Yes. Now you've played yourself. Right.
It's like, come on, I've had enough. And she's like, she just keeps doing another one just to fuck with him. Like, oh, that ain't right.
Rude.
Bless up.
So rude. Oh shit.
She's ice cold. Anyway, so after that, we ended up at
one of
Rockies,
our old watering hole.
Yeah.
Went to Rockies, which I know we've talked about on this podcast multiple times.
Yeah.
And
but it felt like the soul wasn't there.
Yeah.
It just felt like a bar.
It felt like a different
it was weird.
bar.
It was almost like they let the dank out of it. Like you go to a dive bar because of that weird danky ambiance, and it's like they just let it all out one day, and you're like, I don't know, it's just not the same now. There's something about, I miss all that mold under the table.
I do have some.
It's like the sports arena, right? Like if we had gone into the sports arena and it didn't smell like piss.
Yeah, it's not the same.
We would have been like, this is not the same at all.
That's why my sports arena shirt, I piss on it. and then put it on, so people are like, "That is authentic."
Yeah. Like, is that guy a walking urinal from the sports arena?
Holy shit! No, I did hear from my brother-in-law that there's a bar not too far from Rockies called Fusion. It's on Central and Secor.
Okay.
And apparently, from what he's been told, it has the old Rockies vibe to it.
Oh, okay.
So maybe it's something we might want to check out.
I've
been there before to eat. They've got pretty good hamburgers and stuff in there. So, but I've never just
maybe we just
hung out.
Maybe we just hit a weird, maybe we just hit a weird pocket in time.
Maybe. We should check. Remember the Orchard Inn? We should check that place out. That place is a dive bar for sure.
I feel like that place is a place where if we're going to see if we can still get COVID being vaccinated, that's probably more of a shot.
Yeah, that's the Delta variant stomping grounds.
they got some animals in that place.
Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, we still had a good time in the time we were there. It wasn't bad.
I mean, we both had a beer because the kitchen was non-existent. Still. They're advertising local delivery pizza on the wall only on certain days, which is weird.
Yeah. Which, I mean, don't get me wrong. Ernest did the same thing with Pizza Cat, to where on certain days, but you could get like the whole pizza and order different ones. They only had like cheese or pepperoni.
And it was like $2 a slice or something.
Yeah.
It's like, bro, I can order a whole pizza for less than $2 a slice.
Well, that's the weird part to me is like, so if I just got my phone out and hollered at Marco's and was like, yo, bring me a pizza.
Yeah, and then sat in my car and ate it.
Yeah, I was going to say, are they going to not let me have it inside probably? Or what's going on here? Because it's like, I don't know, man. It just felt weird. Different, I mean, dude that worked the bar was cool. He was super nice, but, we've had him. He's been in there before when we've been in there, but it was just whoever that other animal was that showed up. I don't remember seeing before.
He had too much energy for how chill, like how lax it was in there, except out on the patio.
Yeah.
Where old Action Bronson was partying with his fucking pants around his knees for some reason, and people were getting their hair braided, and I don't know what was going on out there.
Some white girl out there braiding some white dude's hair. I don't know what the hell was going on. Action Bronson was sweeping up something. I think you were right. I got a feeling dude got a haircut out there.
Is that what was going on?
And I think that's what was going on. I think maybe we got their post haircut and she was, giving him a hairdo, basically.
I don't know what the fuck was happening.
Or someone else.
All I wanted to do was sit at the bar. We didn't even get to do that. Have a beer and bullshit and have some awesome Rockies food. None of that happened. Well, we did bullshit.
Well, we had a good... Yeah, we bullshitted and had a good beer.
Yeah, but we didn't sit at the bar.
No, we could have, but we were nice.
Yeah.
So...
We should have been.
We were told someone else had been sitting there, and the whole time we were there, they never came back in. So we easily could have sat there. We should have just sat there anyways. And if they said something, just be like, y'all motherfuckers went outside.
Well, from what I can tell, you're not here. So,
yeah, like you didn't leave a drink. You didn't leave anything. You didn't tell the bartender, hey, we'll be right back. So these seats are open, But whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, we definitely, because the dude shift ended. It was like, perfect. Just cash out and leave.
Yeah, it really was like a great. I mean, we were going to anyway, but that was a really great reason to just be like, nah, we'll just wrap it up.
Yeah.
One and done it.
I think the problem was those we left, and we really didn't have a plan.
Yeah.
It was like, well, we both.
Well, we ran into a couple issues. Yeah, we ran into some issues, which was our timing was terrible.
Yes.
Because it was dinner time. And we're trying to we're like, wow, let's find a patio because it's a gorgeous night. And it's like, yeah, every place we drove by with a patio was just slammed. It was like, yeah, this ain't happening. So it was like, okay, let's come up with a plan B here because this ain't happening.
Yeah. What was our original plan B? Because I know we changed it at the last minute. Can't remember. I said something like, I was like, Brian, tacos. We're gonna go to a taco thing. That's what it was.
That place was crazy.
Yeah.
So that
and then
right
I was
out. No, you were gonna go to another taco place.
Different one. And then I was like, oh, there's this place called the My Way Bistro.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's right here. Let's check it out. And I mean, it was loud as fuck in there because they had a blues band playing. The place is not big, and it's all hard, flat surfaces.
the more I thought about it, I'm pretty sure we've seen that band in Rockies before and had the same thought because Rockies is tiny.
Yeah, Rockies
and
is even
they were
small.
super loud, but they were really good because I remember I'm pretty sure they were there and we hung out for a while because they were entertaining.
Yeah, I mean they're a good blues band.
Yeah, it was a good vibe.
I mean
and
the singer was probably what 70s, I would guess.
And he
70s black gentleman, and he was dancing
wearing
and yelling and singing, and he was dressed to the nines.
Yep. I was going to say a few of the guys I noticed that were hanging out around him and stuff were too, man. You know, like they went to the closet and were like, all right, I'm going out tonight.
Yeah,
I'm
my going out gear.
For sure. There were some dudes looking fly as hell, and my man was putting in work up front, though. Dude. I mean, he was, like you said, dancing around and singing, and I mean,
and by singing, I mean, he was throwing his heart into it.
Yeah. I mean, I was I was glad when they took a break because I'm like, I think my man needs a water and a sit down just to be, a towel to, like just cool off for a minute. And then, man, he went right back into it, though. He was.
Yeah, they didn't take a very long break. It was maybe 15 minutes. And then they were back up. And they sang until we left.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, they quit singing immediately. They were just doing it so we'd leave, but no.
Exactly. Maybe these bearded white idiots. Let's get them out of here.
These guys do not belong here.
Yeah, little they know what crowd's going to show up later.
Yeah. Yeah. It was interesting, though, because it was very much one of the things we always liked about Rockies was there was usually a wide array of ages there. Like you'd have like the college kids all the way to like 60, 70-year-olds, maybe older at times. And you just never knew, but it was always a pretty chill environment. There's only one or two times something kind of got out of pocket while we were there.
Oh, yeah.
But other than that, everything was usually pretty chill there. And, and this place definitely had that vibe for it. Like it felt totally just like a chill place, for the most part.
It's like,
but boy,
I think clientele wise, we were the youngest, but the staff was super young.
Maybe not when we first walked in. There was a younger couple off to the side that might have us beat, but other than that, for sure, we were the youngest people.
Grizzled old dudes just like pounding drinks at the bar, bullshitting with each other. There's an older couple on to my right. There's just a lot of old people. Yeah, which is fine, whatever. Although I got the feeling in hindsight when we walked in, I almost feel like the girl of like the pigtails that like was the hostess / server. I almost feel like she didn't want to work because if she was like, "Oh, you guys can sit anywhere," and she was like, "Bar."
Yeah.
And if you notice, she basically leaned up against the bar and just texted the whole time.
Yeah,
and bullshit with those guys at the other end.
Yeah, she for sure was having fun with her friends. I think those guys work there.
I think so too.
Because they were like high-fiving everybody and stuff on their way out, like all the workers and stuff. So they were either they're workers or they're there a lot because they were very familiar with everybody. So, I at first I kind of wondered like the way the people that were next to you kind of were. I kind of felt like we invaded their like bubble a little bit. Like I thought like we were making them uncomfortable at first and then they kind of like settled in. Like as soon as we sat down, it was only like a minute or two later, I see the woman reaching for her purse and I'm thinking, the way she was acting, I was like, oh shit, they're just going to leave. And they both have like, a glass of wine kind of a thing, but then I realized real quick, it was not that. But what was one of the weird things to me, we'll get into more in a minute, but one of the weird things to me was that when that woman went to the bathroom, the dude just picks her purse up and just immediately just gets in it. He's digging through there looking for whatever. I think it was her wallet so he could pay and everything. But it was so weird to me because I was raised with you do not get into like my dad would say, bring me my wallet. He wouldn't say get this out of my wallet. My mom would say bring me my purse. They both trusted me implicitly. But I was raised that essentially someone's purse or wallet is personal space, basically.
Same here.
Like you don't get into that.
No.
Even now, I'll be 43 this year. My mom will say something, hey, just get my car keys out of my purse. I will still bring her purse.
Yep, I do that to Michelle. She's like, hey, could you get my purse, get my wallet? I just hand her the whole thing. Here you go.
Yeah, it's just, nope. It just feels weird. Unless it's something that's maybe like sticking out. Like sometimes she'll only have her keys, like she'll just kind of tuck them right on top to where I can see them. Then maybe I'll do it. But otherwise, it's like, nope, I don't. There's a couple reasons. One, I was raised not to, but also, you know how it is. Like if you have a backpack, a desk, anything like that, you have things organized the way you like them organized. I don't want to just rooting around in there and, but it's more it was just a respect thing.
Yeah.
It just it creeps me out when I see other people do that, even though obviously it was a fine boundary, it wasn't a like boundary between them. But to me, it just makes me feel a little skeevy because I'm like, yo, why are you digging through your lady's purse while she's in the bathroom?
Yeah, that is weird. I didn't see him do that. That's fucking weird.
Yeah, it's because when he first did it, I'm kind of looking because, it's not my business anyway, but we don't know if they're actually a couple.
Yeah.
They could just be on a date. Although I figure if they were just on a date, she wouldn't have left her purse.
Probably not. But you never know. People are pretty trustworthy.
Right? Yeah. So I was just kind of like, yo, my man, why are you digging through her purse while she's in the in the other room? That's kind of sketchy.
Her phone, and going through it real quick or something.
Yeah, exactly. Phones have become the new version of that. Is that it's like you just don't, Although a lot of us on our phones, of course, have passwords, so you can't jump into.
You don't have my face. But, wait, let's write a movie about this. Like to take his face off. Right?
I don't have a problem with that because a man has many faces.
Exactly. Yeah.
But although when I say it that way, all I can think of is Manny faces from He-Man.
Nice.
Fuck. But yeah, like I said, it's strange to me. But like I said, it was clearly fine because when she came back, the card was sitting out, and she wasn't like, "Yo, what the hell
are you doing?"
Knife them. Immediately, she put it away and everything. So it's no big deal to them. But it was just funny how those boundaries, they just differ from people, person to person.
Right?
Because I'm like you, like even in relationships and stuff, the person I'm with, I don't dig into their purse.
No, hell no.
Like that's off limits.
You won't see me doing that shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'll dig through Michelle's purse when I'm at your house. But
well, yeah, I encourage that.
Yeah, yeah. But I'm only looking for like candy and loose change. So
naturally.
Right.
Like you do.
Same reason I root through the cushions of your couch.
You find popcorn probably.
Can you imagine if somebody just came over? That was the first thing they did. They just pull the cushions off and there's change in there and they just start grabbing it. You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
Bro, what are you fucking doing?
Like finders keepers, bro.
Yeah, right.
Well,
I mean, I guess it falls under the finders keepers rule set. And also losers weepers.
Yeah, you kick him in the back of the knee and take it. Oh, man.
Man.
Yeah, it was funny. After a little while, like those people left, and after a little bit, all of a sudden, man, here comes the like older crowd.
Yeah.
Now it's funny because when we're saying older crowd, like as we do this podcast longer and longer, it's like we're not that far from that crowd.
No, I know. It makes me sad.
Yeah. Like we're talking like people in their 60s and such, it's like we're not that far off of that.
No,
so it's but it is still technically an older crowd than we are. But like you said, we definitely skewed their number,
for sure.
But yeah, like you said, a bunch of people coming in and they're like, basically it looked like they just come fresh from the country club, guys in golf shirts tucked into their khaki shorts and women in their golf skirts. And
oh God, yeah. Like 20 years ago, they would have been trophy wives, and now just like, they're hanging on for dear life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And that one guy, tucked in plain white t-shirt, hair slick guy, trying to look like the fucking Fonz.
I'm surprised he didn't have a pack of smokes rolled up in his sleeve.
I know, right? So weird.
Yeah.
He
walks
in. You guys have Strohs? No one does.
Maybe around Detroit because, it is a Detroit beer.
Maybe.
But, yeah. The funniest part to me was we were in a place, this tells you the age of the crowd. We were in a place that the whole time we were in there, I saw one person get a White Claw. And that's it. That's the only seltzer I saw while we were in there.
Same. Yeah.
That tells you how old the crowd was.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
So, yeah, it was interesting. But still, again, not the most interesting was after that.
Oh, boy.
Which I'll
yeah, that kind of weird like comic book T-shirt on of some sort. I remember that.
I couldn't tell what it was because I couldn't tell if it was a comic book shirt or if it was like a MMA, boxing, something along those lines. Because it was set up to look like kind of like an old boxing poster where it had a person on both sides and like it's tail of the tape or something kind of in the middle.
Like I thought it was like a Superman Batman thing or something.
It might have been, yeah, because I knew there was some stuff like that done.
Anywho, yeah, this dude walks in, older guy, got that shirt on. I can't remember what his hat was. It was something goofy too.
It was camouflage. Yeah,
that's right. It was a camouflage hat. No wonder I couldn't see it. Yeah, waka waka. But
yikes.
Sorry, but so. Yeah, I think he ordered like a Bud Light, of course, and he's messing around with the wait bartender. But she was kind of like, I feel like he's there a lot.
Yeah, because she was talking.
Yeah, they were kind of bullshitting a little bit. But it only got weird because the Olympics were on.
Mm-hmm.
And it was
and we were entranced by the 1,500 meter.
Yeah, the
whatever
45-minute swim or whatever they call it, the adult swim.
The 30 lengths of the pool swim.
Yeah. So we were definitely entranced by it. And I don't know, it was lap 2 out of 50 or something stupid.
Yeah.
And the American swimmers in third, and the guy just starts yelling at the TV, "Come on, America! Come on, America!" And the band's playing, so it's super loud, and we could still hear him.
Yeah.
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 Which is pretty
And
annoying.
He was like three stools length away from me and 2 from you, I think, something like that, or something to that effect. So it wasn't like he was right next to us. He was down just a bit.
He's far enough away that I should not have been able to hear him.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But
also, it's like, I feel like this is not a guy who sits and watches swim meets normally.
Well, yeah, but normally they're like, high school girl swim meets.
Well, maybe those
are the ones
but,
he's really interested in.
Right, high school. I feel like it's probably more junior high, but
that's true.
You know what I'm saying though. It's like
he's into the just learning how to swim class.
Yeah, like the only reason he was into this was because the red, white, and blue was involved.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm not going to watch curling just because the American team is on. You know what I mean? Like I still don't give a shit.
Slow down. Curling's pretty fun.
Okay.
There's not many winter ones I'll watch, but I will watch some curling.
Yeah.
But yeah, the dude was just weird.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be real. He was just weird.
The United States guy ends up winning. Come from behind. I think he was just swimming his pace and then just, turned it on for the final lap and won.
Yeah.
And this guy is just, woo, all
America,
this stuff.
or whatever.
Yeah. And then a couple minutes later, they show the guy, what was his name? Finky or something like that?
I don't remember. Yeah, something like that.
Who won. And they're showing him, and, as is protocol in Tokyo during these games, they have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
And this dude just starts yelling, "Take off that fucking mask. What are you wearing that for? Get that fucking mask off."
Yeah.
And it's like, first of all, dude, this is a tape delay. I'm pretty sure. I don't think it was live. Second of all, that dude's in Tokyo. He can't hear you.
Exactly.
And third of all, you're yelling at a TV from another person to take a mask off. Like, how's this affecting you? Isn't doing shit to you.
Oh, he don't know. But, I mean, Brian, you have no idea how the children are being affected.
part of me was like, God, I wish Tony and I had our masks with us, because I would have been like, yo, mask up.
Exactly. You're talking about like our like superhero masks, right?
Yes. Oh, yes, God, that's it.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Yeah, and then it was weird too, because like at one point this guy was just like, he just walks out of the bar.
Yeah, he like set down a bunch of money and just jetted out.
Yeah, I'm like, he still got a full beer and a Jack and Coke, or I'm assuming that's what that was.
Yeah.
Sitting there waiting, and I'm like, okay. And then we were both like, duh, you went outside to have a cigarette, But then you and I leave in the meantime, and at first it was like, he's nowhere to be found. Like, I expected him to be standing right outside.
Yeah.
But he wasn't. He had walked, this is like in a little like strip mall kind of thing. He had walked all the way down almost to the other end for whatever reason.
Yeah, and, it was weird.
Yeah. This guy was just a strange dude. I was 100% with you. It was like the noise of the band was starting to get a little too much for me at that point.
Yeah.
But also that guy was like, once again, it was like, yeah, it's time to go.
Yeah, it was. I mean,
I don't want to listen.
We had a couple beers. We had some kick-ass sandwiches.
Yeah, it did what we needed it to do. It was a cool place to hang out.
Yeah.
We got some good grub, had some beers.
Right, exactly.
But it was time to go. Yeah. It was either that or we were about to go hit that dance floor.
Oh, hell yeah, son.
I mean, I was about to go hunting,
Oh, hell yeah. I mean, the Cougars love you, bro.
I'm pretty sure these were beyond Cougars.
Yeah, I don't even know what you call them anymore.
Yeah. I believe you in the past said Velociraptors.
You know what? I think you're right.
So they may not have been quite that far. They were somewhere in like a hybrid, which is even more terrifying, of a cougar and a velociraptor.
Yeah, that sounds super terrifying, actually.
So that was the other reason we had to get out of there. My life was in danger. So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, but we were like, I pull out and I'm like, Stuart, I think I got a little bit more in me, bro. How are you feeling? You were just kind of like, whatever. And I was trying to think of, like, we're driving. I'm sitting there trying to think, like, where else can we go that's, like, got a nice patio? And I was like, bro, let's just go back to either your porch or my porch. And I'm like, I have beers in my fridge. And you're like, sold.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was for sure.
We just came back to my my little porchy porch and cracked open some beers and kept our bullshitting ways. Those good times.
That really should be, like you said when we were leaving, that really should be our move. It's like, if we want to go grab some eats, go grab some eats.
Yeah.
And then just hit one of our porches. Because then we're not blowing all that money on beer. Or if we are, we're buying a multi-pack of it.
Right.
For similar money, whatever, So that's certainly, especially because now the weather's probably going to be really nice.
Oh, yeah.
I
mean, it was... And it was
had
such a nice night, and the porch felt good, and I mean...
Yeah, it was the right call for sure.
You know what was the wrong call, though?
What?
Ending the night with a fucking Slurmlord.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Dude, I tasted that all night.
Oh, not even that. Like, I love that beer.
Yeah.
I think that high ABV hit me. Like, I took you home, I got home, I felt fine, I was tired. And I laid in bed. Michelle's in the shower. I laid in bed, and I was like, well, I got to wait for her so I can brush my teeth and stuff. And she said she got out of the shower. I still had my phone in my hand. I was out. And then I woke up feeling like fucking death.
Yeah.
Like that slightly, like, nauseous, like, my head was throbbing. I was like, oh, God, what happened? Like, I didn't feel drunk.
It's not like, we didn't get nutty.
No, I mean, I just think that the very last beer just did me in.
Yeah, it very well could be.
Oh God, I feel like shit.
Yeah,
and then we we went to my parents for my niece's joint birthday because they're born a year and a week apart, so they always celebrate on the same weekend.
Right, because they're cheap. Yeah, no.
and my mom texted me earlier in the week. She's like, "Hey, you're almost out of that beer you like. Do you want me to get you anything? Want me to pick you up something?" I'm like, no. She's like, well, I didn't know I was almost out. That's when she told me I was almost out. I'm like, well, I'll tell you what, Mom. If you're going to shop, I sent her a picture of Voodoo Ranger because I kind of wanted a hazy IPA. But I wanted something she could find.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
So I'm like, how about you give me one of these? And that's a high AB. It's like a 9%er.
Oh shit! I forgot it is. You're right.
So like the next day, I'm like, I gotta at least have one because she bought a 6-pack just for me, and
even though you
choked it down. I was just like, oh god, and then I just drank water the rest of the day.
Right. I assume the flyer for the party, said like pot salad and then water underneath.
Yeah, exactly. Toss salad, mac salad, water.
Right. Oh yeah, I said pot salad. Yeah. I meant mac salad.
Mac salad, water.
Obviously. I'm still picturing that macaroni salad made with that Big Mac sauce.
I mean, yes, but gross.
It might not be as terrible as it sounds.
I mean, maybe. It's not going to be
made with
amazing, though.
Yeah. I mean, it's not going to be that far off. But
that's true.
Yeah, that's gonna be my next thing. I'm gonna make the mac salad, and it's just gonna be like that with like I'm gonna have like some like the way you serve it is you do that a little shredded lettuce and then some cheese over the top of it. Perfect.
Mwah.
Chef's kiss.
Mac salad.
Well, yeah, chop up some hamburger inside it. Be perfect.
Oh yeah.
Patties. I'm not gonna it's not gonna be ground beef. It's going to be patties that I've chopped up.
You got to do patties. So gross.
That way people like, did you just chop up some Big Macs? Is that what?
Mind your goddamn business. That's what I did.
No.
Mind your business. I said
that would be really
mind your business.
Just show up. You take 6 or 8 Big Macs. You just chop them up, throw them in a bowl, and be like, it's Mac salad.
Mac salad, y'all. Yeah. Yeah, it was.
Just watch it sit there the whole time.
I definitely felt like shit, which was not a good time.
No.
Although you know what I did appreciate over yesterday and of the since that party was I've been experimenting with the non-alcoholic beers. My mom gave me a 6-pack of that German stuff that I talked about a little while ago. It just tastes like German Heineken. It's good though.
Yeah.
And then I bought some Brewdog makes a bunch of them. There was a hazy, it's called Hazy AF. Oh, naughty.
Yeah.
It's not as good as a hazy IPA, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
But it's like it provides the flavors I like without getting fucked up.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely times where especially if you were going out to your sister's or something and knew you had to drive home.
Oh yeah.
That's a good move for something like that. So you're not getting nutty.
Well, it's because it's I don't drink soda. I drink coffee in the morning because caffeine messes me up. I won't sleep. So it's unless I'm drinking water, which I drink all day, and I want a little flavor town. That's where the beer usually comes in.
Right.
So it's I think I'm going to be buying more, experimenting with more of these different brands, is find ones I like, just to have them on hand. Because I had to make I finished Michelle's art wall, the pegboards, and I had to. I've been making pegs it's a whole thing. Whatever. I had to figure out a way to do it that works so the pegs don't go flying across the garage and they come out smooth. But I got it dialed in. Had to make a jig. It was fun. But she came home. She's like, "Oh my god, these look so. I really appreciate it." I'm like, "Man, you'll never guess. I did this and I whacked down 3 beers." And she's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" I'm like, "Nah, they're all non-alcoholic."
Yeah.
She's like, "Oh, okay."
It would have been funny as if you had your hand wrapped, in a
soak it in ketchup.
Everything's fine.
Everything's great.
Just don't mention it. Yeah, you're just of course talking with your hands like crazy,
Yeah.
Yeah. Bleeding stopped. I'm good.
Yeah, we're good. No worries.
Yeah. I'll clean up the sink in a little bit.
Yeah, if you find my finger, though.
Yeah.
That's what I'm really looking for.
Right. Hey, could you be a peach and help me look for my finger?
Be a peach? I love that. But yeah, it's and then today, the kids came over for dinner, and we ate way too much food, which I already talking about. But for the party, like we went to the bulk beverage, it's a liquor store around us, and they have non-alcoholic wine. So we found this one that, Michelle's like, can we buy a bottle for? I'm like, yeah, of course we can, whatever. And it's was like white tea, ginger, and elderberries, and the shit was it was good. It was very tasty.
It's so weird because it sounds. I don't know what to say. It sounds more like a tea than a wine.
Yeah, but it was like sparkling, and it wasn't super sweet, which was nice. I mean, all in all, it was very tasty. And I was like, huh,
nice.
And she was like, oh my god, this is so good. And it was like $9 for this bottle.
Yeah, and she still got drunk on it, even though it's like 0.00000
minimal
percent alcohol. Yeah, no.
But yeah, it was good stuff.
That's the stuff I love, is how there's just people out there that it's so weird, because we've been drinking beers and stuff for so long, but you'll see them order like one like super ultra light beer, and they're just like about halfway through, and they're just like,
and
you're like, seriously,
bro, you okay?
Yeah. Do we need to take this away from you? Like, what's going on here?
What happened?
Yeah, but it's caffeine's the same way though too. There's people who can just pound caffeine all day and it just does nothing to them.
Yeah,
as far as like
that.
And then there's other people, like you were just saying a minute ago. It's like if you drink coffee after like noon, it's like, well, I'm not sleeping tonight.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm fucked.
Yeah. You're like, yo, you don't go to bed for like 10 hours. Like, yeah, but this isn't gonna wear off by then.
Like, I would love to, but I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Like, who can sleep? I have to redo the roof.
Exactly. Like, bro, are you on cocaine?
Nope, just had coffee afternoon.
I see.
They just walk in, you've got the table full of just coffee, just ground beans is everywhere, and you're just snorting them.
I mean, I do love coffee, Ryan.
Yeah.
I do love me some coffee. But yeah, the whole non-alcoholic experiment with stuff has been pretty sweet. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, except the problem is like the craft stuff. I mean, I'm used to paying a lot for craft beer, so whatever, but it's not the cheapest sometimes. Like, I kind of want to try some of the domestics to see how they taste, because I know Coors makes one, but I'm real hesitant to pull the trigger on some of those, because I don't want to buy a 12-pack or a 6-pack and be like, God, this is trash.
That's always my issue. It's like that's why I loved when you started seeing places popping up with the make your own 6-packs. That was so nice, but those are generally like not part of that assortment.
They should start ripping open boxes and just making it anyway.
That's true. Yeah. It is too bad. You know what you ought to do is, like, if you go to like these liquor stores and whatever, especially ones that have like a robust selection of those type of beers, is mention that.
I should like the bulk beverage one. If I could, I've talked to their beer monger guy before, and they have a ton of single cans. I don't know if they have a non-alcoholic single can section though, because they do have a make your own 6-pack. That would be the move.
Because I don't think you're alone necessarily in that, where there's people searching for that and don't want to buy a 12 of, because if it sucks, you just don't want to drink it. It's.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
It really stinks when that happens. I mean, we've all been there. We've all bought a 6 or a 12 of a beer that we didn't care for.
Yeah, for sure. And then you're like, well, this is terrible.
Yep.
Yeah. So.
But I'm still going to drink it.
I'm still going to drink it, exactly.
Or it's going to, like that bit with Bill Burr on SNL, that this is the beer you give your friends when they come over and want a beer.
Yeah, exactly.
Or you're having a party, hey, these are, take these, and just to get rid of them. Yep.
Yeah.
There's always somebody.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It does help if you know somebody who's, like I know if I get a beer that I'm like, on it, I'll be like, hey, do you want to try these?
Yeah.
And because we've got similar but also different taste in beers,
Right.
So it's nice that, you can kind of do that a little bit too. But You know, it's not one of those where you can just like, I can't, you know, my neighbor likes beer, but he likes domestic, you know, so it's like, I'm not going to be like, oh, wow, I don't really care for fill in the blank IPA. Hey, do you want these? He's going to be like, the fuck is this?
What is this shite?
Like, oh.
No, you're right. And it's like, I've tried, you know, bringing other non-alcoholic ones up to my stepdad. And I figured out if it doesn't taste like skunky Heineken, he's not into it, basically.
Yeah, he's found his lane.
Yeah, he's found his lane, which is fine. I mean, he's always been a Heineken guy for a long time. So, and he loves that Heineken Zero, and he loves that German one, whatever. That's fine. He's actually been drinking a lot of non-alcoholic Bloody Marys, too, just because it's just Bloody Mary mix, basically, on ice.
Okay.
But whatever. I don't, you know, whatever works for him.
I couldn't do that, man. That would still just destroy my stomach.
Yeah, fair enough.
Just, you know, because I mean, if I'm gonna have a bloody, I like it a little with a little zip, you know.
Oh hell yeah, like Hassa zip.
So, yeah, cool. But that's the problem. That's why I don't ever drink more than one. You know, because I know if I drink more than one, dude, I'm gonna regret it because I'll have the worst heartburn. So
what you're saying is we need to have the Salty Language Bloody Mary Power Hour.
Yeah. Watch me sip one over an hour.
Terrible idea.
Like once a minute, I just take a tiny sip.
Yeah, we have all these little mini Bloody Marys lined up.
Yeah.
What a terrible idea. Yeah. Actually, that'd be fun. You could get those little mini like gherkin pickles and put them in it.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty fucking fun, actually.
Would be kind of funny. Yeah, to actually assemble mini ones.
A bunch of little tiny Bloody Marys.
Yeah, like shots.
Yeah, exactly.
Bloody shots.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, I guess whatever. I'm gonna start buying some more of them because they're everywhere. You can find them everywhere now.
Yeah.
So
it's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
There's like I've seen, you know, that there's more and more like non-alcoholic bars popping up. Yeah. Like the whole bar is just non-alcoholic, and they just serve, you know, really good cocktails and near beers and all that kind of shit. They don't serve anything with actual booze in it. And I was like, you know, that's kind of a cool concept because you can still go have the bar experience mostly. I mean, you're not going to have, you know, drunken animals, but you can still go have some of that social experience you do in a bar.
Yeah.
Have some cocktails that you enjoy drinking and be able to walk out without staggering all over the place.
I mean, as much as I do enjoy fine spirits and good craft beers and good cocktails, booze is terrible for you and it's really dangerous.
Yeah.
And I can't believe it's legal.
I know.
But I mean, it is what it is, right?
Every time somebody would bring up why cannabis shouldn't be legal, and I'm like, alcohol is fucking legal until you can give me a reason where cannabis is worse than alcohol. You've got no leg to stand on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I just can't. I won't even listen to you, you know, because it's just, and I'm not like some big weed advocate either, you know. I'm just like, it's just a logic thing. Like, I don't know. None of my friends have been in an accident because they smoked some weed.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I've known people who've been in accidents or gotten arrested because of drunk driving. You know, I've known people who've died because of drunk driving, you know, so it's like there's a big gap in the two. Until that gap is non-existent, which it never will be.
No, unfortunately.
You know, plus we live in the age of like Uber and shit. So a lot of people get stupid high. They just fucking call Uber Eats or DoorDash or one of those and like, hey, go give me some Taco Bell, you know, like,
right.
And that's awesome. Then they're like, we're just going to stay home and let you bring that to us. And, you know, until drunk people get on board with that, which hopefully has happened more, but you know, how many times, I mean, not that I'm advocating, but how many times have we come out of a place with too much in us and, hey, let's go grab food or let's go do something else instead of like, let's get a vehicle to take us home.
Oh yeah. Definitely been a long time, but it's happened too many times in the past.
Yeah. And let's, you know, be honest with it, we've been fucking lucky.
Oh yeah.
You know, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But at this age, it's like, we're not tempting fate like that much. Like, I can't even tell you the last time I was full on drunk.
No. Yeah.
I don't even remember. I buzzed maybe, but drunk.
I can tell you when I was. The day the tooth fell out of my face.
That's a good reason to not do it again.
Yeah, right. I honestly really do try to not, like sometimes like on vacation. I think one day I was pounding those seltzers because they go down so easy, and I hit one point. I'm like, man, I'm starting to feel a little. Yeah. I better slow these seltzers down. I didn't say I better stop. Yeah, I better space these out a little bit.
Yeah.
What an idiot.
Well, much like our man at Rockies the other day, which I really appreciated when you see a bartender do that kind of stuff. When that dude was just hammered at the, that came in from outside, and he was like, "Hey, man, I know you want another beer, but you should probably have some water." Like the only problem is that the dude drank the water in like 2 seconds, basically, and then, was right back on beer. And I'm
going to need that beer now.
Yeah, and it was like, I feel like you kind of need him to sit there for a few minutes drinking that water a little slower than that, But at least he took that short of, that break, because he was definitely getting close to where they probably should just cut him off, because he was pretty wrecked.
Right.
I mean, hopefully, he had somebody else that was the ride.
I mean,
or, again, Uber or something. But
I doubt it.
Yeah, because that dude who came in that was talking to him seemed pretty drunk too.
Yeah.
So
they were all pretty hammered from what I could tell.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like they was getting rowdy out on that patio.
Yeah, that was another reason I was like, I'm ready to dip.
Yeah. Action Bronson must be throwing a hell of a party out there.
Fucking Action Bronson. But you're not wrong. He was throwing a hell of a party out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what was going on, but it was rowdy.
Rowdy, bowdy.
Yep. Man.
I know, right? But yeah.
So a few nights ago, I started watching The Bad Batch.
Oh, okay, right.
The Star Wars cartoon that starts off. There's no spoilers, but it starts off basically right after, like right where the Clone Wars ends. And I don't necessarily mean the cartoon as much as I mean the actual Clone Wars.
Oh, okay.
It's pretty much like right at the beginning is Order 66, and then that's kind of where it, goes from. And I like it. The only thing I hate is that it's one of those. I don't like when Disney has done, like on Rebels, I had the same feeling up front, but it changed over time, which was with Ezra. I was like, why do they have to have a little kid in this? Why can't this just be a good Star Wars story?
Gotcha.
Right. And it's like, I know what it is. It's because it was on Disney XD. So it's like, well, little kids are watching, so we got to have a little kid in it. And it's like, no, you don't, though.
Do you, though? Do you really?
Look how many years of comic books have existed, and, Superman isn't a little kid, like he was, and kids still love Superman. Spider-Man was the same way.
That's true.
So anyway, but this show's got a kid on it, although I feel like there's going to be something, with the kid. It's kind of, like even like Mandalorian, but that I don't mind for some reason, I think, because the character is very important to the story. I mean, the character literally is the storyline.
Right.
In the Mandalorian. Whereas with this, it is, but it's also not.
Sorry.
So I got to say one other thing about this that I've noticed, and I'm 9 episodes through the season, so I'm just past the halfway point of the season. Maybe I'm a little further, somewhere in that range, though.
Right.
But so in all the other Star Wars shows, like on Rebels especially, right? Like anytime they're going to go anywhere, they've always got to like be sneaky to get through the Imperial blockades and all this stuff, right? The Bad Batch is a group of clones that's a highly regarded group of clones that deserts the Empire. Well, it was after the Empire. It's what do they call them? The New Republic or whatever it is. The term that's post-Empire.
The NWO.
Yeah. So they've left this group, And it's like they're just traveling around, and for the most part, they just fly wherever they want to fly, do whatever they want to do. And I'm like, how is there no, like, they're not trying to find them? They're not, not really, doing this stuff. There's a couple things that, happen, but it's like for the most part, it's like they kind of are just coming and going as they please.
Right.
But like I said on Rebels, it was like, dude, every little movement they made, they were like, well, there's gonna be like 19 Imperial gunships above us. It's like how are they gonna get anywhere? So that's kind of funny to me how they just kind of dial it way back, because that's not what this show is about.
Right.
This show's not about fighting the overall fight as much as it's, just about their individual stories kind of thing. Kind of like, Mandalorian's like that too. If you notice, like, he flies around fairly uninhibited.
It's true.
There's moments, but for the most part, he kind of just does what he wants to do.
Because he's the Mandalorian.
Right.
Of course.
But, but it's a good show though. I love, the group of characters is really good. It is crazy that like D. Bradley Baker does the voice of the whole Bad Batch, because he basically does the voice of any of the clone troopers.
Right.
Yeah. So like Rex is on an episode and he does, of course, the voice of Rex and all this. So it's funny, but it's like, man, it's like this dude is doing 5 different characters on this show.
That is pretty wild when you think about it.
And they all have their own personality a little bit,
Yeah.
Because the Bad Batch, for who doesn't know, they're clones that were engineered to really heighten one thing about them, basically. Like one's a great tracker, one's super smart, one's just brawn, one's an awesome shot. What's the other one? Oh, the other one's technically not all
dashingly handsome.
Yeah, well, I mean, they all are Jango Fett,
right.
So but it is kind of funny how they, how one dude's doing all those different voices. It's kind of cool and they don't all feel like the same voice,
right? Because it's got slight inflections and all that.
Yeah. They're actually, the Bad Batch voices are fairly different each, but also there's still a little bit of that. He's clearly starting with, I don't remember if he ever did like a Jango Fett voice, but definitely like Rex or one of those, and he's slightly changing it, on each of them. It's kind of cool. And again, a bunch of the voices, like, oh, I can't think of her name, the bounty hunter in The Mandalorian, the one that wears the it's got like the real small slit like in the face shield and helmet thing, and she's the assassin, or she's the long shot type one. She's with, spoiler alert, she's with Boba Fett at the end of season 2.
Yeah, I don't remember her name though. I
can't think of her name. Anyway, woman does the voice. Yeah, that woman does the voice in this show. The guy who does Palpatine does the voice of Palpatine. It's just, I love how they're utilizing the voice talents. Like they're getting the real actors to also be the voice talents.
I mean,
on the show, so
there's
that
cool.
consistency. Yeah, because these shows do kind of link together, and there's definitely threads all through the different ones,
right?
Because they're all canon, as far as I know, unless Disney decides to change something.
I mean, it is Disney.
Yeah,
just saying.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know. Could be.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good stuff, though, you're saying?
Yeah, definitely worth watching.
Fair enough.
I just am annoyed with the whole, like, let's shoehorn a kid into a show. I hate that. It reminds me of, like sitcoms.
Season of a sick, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're in season 6. We're going to have to bring in a baby clone. Like, what? Yeah. No, hear me out. Right. They're going to find a clone. They're going to adopt it, raise it as their own.
I'm not going to lie, and spoiler alerts, that's exactly basically what this is. She's not a baby, though. She's a little girl, but you're right there.
Oh, my God. It's only season 1. What are they doing?
It's only season 1, I know.
Oh, Disney.
There are reasons. The reasons are good, but it's still, that's exactly what it is.
Oh, Disney. You
I was trying
bastards.
I was trying not to do it, but I was like, well, you just,
I nailed it, huh?
You nailed it. So I was like, well, here we are. Yeah, because it's funny. Well, because you think about it too, right? Like these guys are doing missions that are really dangerous and all this kind of stuff. And of course, it's like, like I used to love back when Rambo used to do a little Punch Drunk, he would talk about like during a zombie apocalypse, he made a comment about how the worst thing people can do is like get pregnant because kids become a liability in those scenarios.
It's true.
Right?
You remember and because of MASH, to choke out the baby or whatever?
Wait a minute. But that's he used to get so much shit for that. But I agreed with it because it is, if you're thinking in that realm, it does make sense. Like if you watch The Walking Dead, if you watch The Walking Dead, Carl was a liability for a long time.
Carl,
oh, get back on the porch, Coral. So on this show, it's like, of course the little kid is, gets into trouble and then they have to go rescue her. And it's just like,
God, damn it, you piece of shit.
Yeah. It's like, Carl, stay on the stay in the ship.
Why can't you stay in the ship?
Omega, that's her name. So there are moments, and when those things happen, I'm just like, ugh. Because honestly, I feel like it's lazy writing. Yeah, I really do. Because it's like, if you put a kid into a scenario like that, of course the kid's gonna go do something stupid, and then now they all got to risk their lives to save stupid kid. It's like
it doesn't even have a character name.
No,
I played stupid kid in season 2 of The Walking Dead.
Write better stories. Like I said, it feels lazy to me. So
I agree.
Whatever. I mean, it is still a good show, even though I'm shitting on it. It's been fun to watch.
That's what I say.
And here's the thing. It's like, I haven't sat down and just gone, I'm just going to watch 1 or 2 episodes. Each time I've watched like 3 or 4, so that, definitely tells you that it's not something where I'm like, about watching another one, Another one. How is Netflix or somebody, how did they not have DJ Khaled doing that in a commercial?
I mean, that would be pretty good.
Like, are you still watching Netflix? Another one. He hits the remote.
I mean, that would be a good thing to do, actually, if they got their head out of their ass.
Yeah. Tell them.
Yeah, you piece of
do it.
Sorry.
Dude. Did you see they revealed that Why the Last Man is debuting September 13th on FX?
I did see that, and I thought that was pretty dope.
Finally.
Yeah.
For anyone who doesn't know, Why the Last Man was a really cool comic that was written years ago. And it was literally about something that happens and all the men except for one die.
Yeah.
That one last guy, in his travels to figure things out and whatnot. It was a cool comic, kind of, especially at the time, kind of came out of nowhere.
It was pretty dope. And unique.
Yeah. So, yep. So much like Nichols said on Michael Leal's post about it, it's like, I'm excited and, like scared.
I mean,
because
good reason.
You just never know. Yeah. Cool part is, it'll also be available on Hulu if you don't have FX.
Right.
Hulu, because they have that. Well, because Disney owns both, but yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Hulu.
Yeah.
Yes,
definitely excited for that. Yeah. Here in a couple weeks, we got What If starting, and then Why the Last Man.
I know. It's got some good viewing coming up soon.
Yeah. And hopefully before long, we'll start getting new seasons of other shows.
That would be nice, right? Oh, shit.
Like What We Do in the Shadows and
stuff.
I don't know when
mid-September, bro, or early September.
Yep.
I'm pretty pumped.
Well, I think there's another show from, oh, shit, what's his name? One of the guys that's...
Taiki Waititi, or whatever.
Yes. Yes. However you say his name. I don't even remember. But
Taiki Waititi.
It's like, what's it called? Reservation Dogs, I think it's called. That's a new show from him. And I don't remember if Jermaine Clement is on that one or if that's just him and someone else.
Maybe Jermaine,
but that's
Jermaine
soon.
Dupree, maybe.
That would be a much different writing partner, I'm sure.
Yes, indeed.
Like, oh, Jermaine Clement? No. Jermaine Dupree.
Yeah, like, wait, what?
Oh, okay. But yeah. I know it's a comedy series, but I can't remember.
More to ha-has, much like 10 Years of Salty Language.
All of the ha-has, apparently. Yeah.
All of the ha-has. All
okay, yeah, it's
Taika
Waititi.
Sure. Excuse you.
Other people that are not Jermaine Clement, but it's coming the 9th of this month. So
very nice.
Just within a week here.
Well, look at that shit, huh?
Yep. So I'll definitely check that out. And I don't know how I missed this, but there's like Dave season 2's in Hulu. So
yeah, I keep forgetting that's out.
Yeah, when I'm done with the Bad Batch, I'm gonna run through.
I'm gonna have to Kemosabe jump on that one too.
Yeah, definitely don't want to miss that. Although it's interesting,
Dave,
I haven't seen as many posts about this season of it and stuff, so I'm wondering if it's maybe not as strong as last season.
I've been hearing advertisings. I'm starting to wear down here. Advertisements on podcasts for it.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hopefully it's still good.
I know, right?
Yeah.
He is.
Yep.
Yes,
I know. The other night when him and I were talking, he stumbled across a website which I thought was a really cool. Oddly enough, you talk about going back to an old segment, Site of the Week.
Oh shit, we haven't done that in a long time.
Because who uses websites now?
It's true.
The site that he found was called historyofwrestling.com. And it's got a lot of stuff on it. Like, it's really good for somebody who, especially if you were into wrestling at some point, you can kind of look for, like, it. I think you can look through like different eras. You can look for like a certain wrestler and look up stuff about them and, storylines they were a part of or whatnot. So it's a neat website.
I'll be honest. Googling history of wrestling does not pull it up until you add the .com.
Yeah.
That's weird.
That's very weird. Yeah. So that's
let's see here. Oh boy, I do not like the way that dude is grabbing that guy's shoulder.
Yeah, you do. Love it.
Oh yeah, look at all these. Bruiser Brody.
Yeah.
Events coming.
Yeah, there's all sorts of
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a bunch of great info there if you're someone, especially somebody who, like I said, if you're interested in wrestling, or if you're not, if you're curious about someone or a certain era or whatever of wrestling, there's a lot of knowledge there.
All there for you, eh?
Somebody's done a lot of work over there.
Apparently, it looks like it.
Mm-hmm. So I think that's all I got for the week, except for shut up and take my money.
Oh, well, I love those. You want to get into that right now?
Yeah, unless you got something else.
I tapped out of my shit here, son.
All right, then yeah.
Shut up and take my money.
Gotta do the remix.
All right. So you remember long time ago I mentioned that Hasbro was going to make Sentinels for their Marvel Legends line, and they were going to be like 3 foot tall or 2 foot tall, something like that, right?
Yes, I do recall.
Well, they've decided to go even bigger and make something even cooler, which is they're making a Galactus.
Oh.
And this thing is, I'm trying to remember. Damn it. Stupid website. Why do I have to choose the United States or whatever? Anyway, so where is it? It's 32 inches tall. It has 300 pieces. Has 70 points of articulation, including 20 points of articulation in each hand.
Holy shit.
So his little fingies, Galactus's fingies move.
His little fingies.
Yep. He has LEDs in the head and chest. 3 swappable faceplate accessories for alternate expression.
Oh,
hopefully one's like
weird skull fucking Galactus.
Yeah. And the way they're doing this is that it's it's basically crowdfunded, and that's how they did the Sentinels also. So basically they're only making as many as they pre-sell. In order for this to happen, they have to have 14,000 They currently have 10,446 backers, and it's only $400.
Oh, that's it. I mean, honestly, if I had a spare $400, I would have one of these because it's pretty cool.
Yeah, this is one of those where, like, you know, I'm scrolling down, like, do they have like one of those, like, you know, payment plan?
You can tell they're really happy with the fingies.
Yeah,
they're really focused on them in all these pictures. Limit 5 per customer.
Yeah,
what the fuck? Dude, takes 4 AAAs. Come on. I thought this was Power Cosmic. We know how to Power Cosmic works now. Energizer.
Yeah, it's Energizer.
Yep. Fuck you, Duracell. Power Cosmic's Energizer. I've seen that bunny.
I will say this, when they tell you that it has over 70 points of articulation, and then they're like, dude, there's 20 in each hand alone. It's like, yo, you just told me that 40 of those 70 points of articulation are just in his fingies, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that I think kind of makes me feel less like, dude, more than I'm like, so it's like his hands move a lot.
So I can have him throwing up middle fingers, which is cool.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So throwing gang signs.
This thing looks dope as hell. It does look very cool. Like, it looks really cool.
Like
I really wish
Galactus toy.
Yeah, I just wish it wasn't $400. I would love to have one of these. But yeah, that's not going to happen. But again,
that's pretty steep, buddy.
Going back to the original reason that, you know, we did the Shut Up and Take My Money was generally for stuff that was like, there's no way in hell we'll ever afford this, but it'd be super dope to have.
Oh, absolutely. It's very cool.
If you are a person who's interested, I'll have a link in the show notes. And you, as of this recording on the 3rd of August, you have 27 days. So only 3 months. Yep. Ugh. But they still need to sell, 3,500 of these things.
Yeah.
So it's crazy though, isn't it? Can you imagine 14,000 people ponying up $400 for one of these? Or more.
It says limit 5 per person.
Right. And it's, but now, and again, as far as I know, they're only making as many as people order, which means, like the Sentinels, I haven't looked those up in a while, but at one point the Sentinels were going for like $1,000.
I believe it.
And they were like I think they were 300.
I totally believe it. And these will be just as expensive, or the aftermarket will be just as crazy as these.
I would think so too. Although the only thing that works the other way is that the Sentinels, people want like 3 of them. Because, in the comics, there almost always seem to be 3 at its.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. That's a good
so
point.
So, if you're doing some cool display, you want 3 of them to destroy all your X-Men characters.
I get it.
But I do also appreciate they made this one taller than the Sentinels.
Right.
So, even though, Galactus can change his size proportionate to, I think, the, size of the planet he's devouring or whatever. So,
I mean,
but
if that's what you got to do as Galactus, that's what you got to do.
Agreed. Yeah. He who hungers.
Exactly. I mean, he does hunger.
Yeah. Pretty neat stuff.
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, God, I want one of those. And I saw the price. I'm like,
I still want it.
I knew it was going to be. Yeah, I knew it was going to be a lot because as soon as I read 32 inches, it's like, look, a normal, what are they, 9-inch or 8-inch Marvel Legends figures like $20-$25.
Right.
So, one that's 3 feet tall is, or not quite 3 feet tall, 2.5 feet, whatever. It's going to be.
It's not going to be cheap.
Very expensive. This is certainly, like, if I got one of these, there's no way in hell this thing stays in box.
No,
some bitch
it's gotta
together.
Be out. I mean, how is he going to have it thrown fingers?
Yeah, he's going to be looming over things for sure. There's stretch goals, too, and they announced one of them, which is, I forgot. Frankie Ray as Nova. But I don't know for sure if that means that it comes with it or if that would be something else available. I don't.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Yeah, I haven't figured that out. But there's, it looks like in the pictures they show, there was one where it was just Galactus, then there were 2 shadows of figures, and one is Frankie Ray, so the other one's on a surfboard, so one can only guess that it's a Silver Surfer of some sort. But they've already made Silver Surfer a couple times.
Right.
So I don't know which it would be or if it'd be something else. But, but it's got to hit. I forgot how many. I think 12,000 or something like that in order to hit that number.
I mean, they'll probably hit it. Let's be real.
I think so, too. I really think this will get made. But it's real sad. Can you imagine if it falls short, though? People will be like, oh, come on, because there are like 11,000 or 10,500 people that are like, gimme.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like, it's too bad at that point.
I don't see it failing.
Nah, I don't either. The Sentinels one happened.
No how.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yes.
Although there's one thing that I wish it had some sort of attachments for his hands or something that looked like he was, I don't know, shooting energy or doing something that just looked, doing a little of something there.
Firing out,
I guess when you
fucking Energizer energy.
Yeah. Well, I guess, with 20 points of articulation, throwing them middle fingies is what...
Exactly. He could throw up the devil horns, be like a sick-ass concert.
Right. Oh, that'd be great, having him loom over in the background like he's, some, like, devilish thing
like
over...
Eddie from Iron Maiden.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like you got your like Metallica or Kiss McFarlane figures lined up, and he's just looming over the top of them.
Hell yeah, that'd be cool.
Shit. Anyway, yeah. So there you go, folks.
I'm not mad at that.
Buy,
that's a good.
Go buy.
That's a good.
Shut up and take my money.
Yeah, I agree. And look, Tony and I wouldn't be upset if somebody wanted to buy us each one of these. I'm just saying.
Shit, you right.
Hell, we'll share. We'll share if we have to, but
it'd be like having a timeshare.
Yeah.
Like, was it your weekend of Galactus? Or is it mine?
Yeah. Say, hey, I'm coming over to pick up Galactus. Is that cool? Oh man, we're out having tacos.
Like, bro, not right now. I'm doing Galactus things.
Yeah. That's the thing is you have to, like, if you get Galactus, you have to just start taking him everywhere like he's a garden gnome. And
oh, absolutely. That shit would have to happen.
Yeah. Doing cosplay of you as the Mandalorian and him, like in the satchel next to you.
Yeah, I mean, that would be amazing. Looking all cute.
Whatever. Yeah.
And menacing.
Flexing them fingers for sure.
Eating eggs with his little fingies.
Yeah.
Just saying, it's pretty cool.
Yep. All right, so there you go. That's So that's what I got there. I guess time to do a Q of the W.
It's time to do that Q of the W, Brian. It's a little on the slow side, I'll be honest. On Instagram, well, let me cut to what it was. Last week we asked you what jobs exist because we are stupid, which is a fine question.
Mm-hmm.
But on the Instagram. Got the big fat goose egg. Nada, nothing, nil, zilch. I mean,
right.
You make me sad.
It's because everybody was over on Twitter looking at them nudie fleets before they're gone,
Are they getting rid of nudes on Twitter?
No, they're getting rid of fleets.
What the fuck is
like
a fleet?
It's basically Instagram stories or whatever the fuck they're called.
Oh, okay.
Reels, whatever it is. It's the same idea, basically. Oh. They said that not enough people were using them, so they're going to get rid of them. But over the last week, there's been so many people using them that I would find it hilarious if they were like, well, since everyone's using them now.
I mean, now that everyone's using these guys, we're going to bring them back. And
I figure
let
they'll
your
still be
titties
around.
and dicks fly.
I figure that they're just going to change a little something with them,
Probably.
Or make them part of something. I don't see them
making something like TikTok or whatever.
Yeah, I think that was the hope, was that people would use them similar to TikTok and just make little, snippets,
little fun things.
But the biggest uses of them that I saw were people just posting their tweet to it.
Of course
they would just, or they would just share memes, and it was like, although I didn't mind them. Because they were similar to like back when Twitter first introduced lists. to where a lot of times I would stay off my normal timeline. I just go through my lists, for accounts that I really liked, because I followed a ton of people originally because I was just trying to, build numbers. Right. And then you hit a point to where you don't give a shit about the numbers anymore. But I also don't want to be one of those assholes that just purges all the people I follow.
Right. I get it.
So I would just use lists. And I feel like Fleets allowed me to do that a little bit. Like I just look, and if it was someone that posts stuff that I want to see, I'd check. And if not, I just swipe by it, So, and it was a lot faster. And I'm still seeing their tweets because I'm seeing them in their damn fleets,
Damn fleets.
Unlike Instagram, where there's a lot of people that, are similar to Instagram. I mean, where people will post the same thing in their stories and their timeline. And it's like, yo, I already saw this in one or the other, but I understand the cross posting,
right.
But anyway, allegedly today is the last day for fleets. So we'll see.
It was here and gone so fast, I didn't even know it existed.
Yeah, exactly. I'll tell you, that's what the last 2 days have been, is all these tweets or fleets where people will be like, like, hey, have you heard about fleets? And it's like, okay, we get it. You're making the same joke 8 million other people made. Like, come on.
Yeah, it is.
Be a little more original than that.
Great minds think alike or something.
Yeah. Hey, guys, I think these fleets are going to really catch on. Here's my first one, Or I'm too cool for fleets. It's like, here's my first and last fleet, and it's them just flipping the bird. It's like, yeah, you're cool.
Fucking hardcore, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
face page. We got Diamond Top Fan Big Dev. He says, professional snuggler.
That's funny.
All right. That's all I got.
Does he didn't give a reason? He just says professional.
2 words, kept it simple and short.
Because I can advocate, like, for me, professional snuggler should exist more than a stripper should.
Right.
Because cuddling actually fulfills a human need, essentially, of touch and whatnot. Going to a strip club does not. All it does is get you all rowdy and teased.
Yeah.
It doesn't. I mean, unless you're in one of those CDs. Yeah, it's like, nah. So that's why I was like, I want a reason. Because usually Dev's got great reasons for these things. So I want to know what his reason was.
Chocolate reason. He's like, this is good enough.
Damn it, Tony.
That's all.
All right. All right. So I've got one from Cheeto. And he says, basically throwing back to my answer, meaning me. He says, however, I was thinking the warning voiceover person on television, be it the do not try this at home or the list of warnings they read off at the end of medication ads. For fuck's sake, people, use your head, people. And if you can't do that, well, perhaps natural selection is the choice for you. Right? Well, I love the ones in the drug commercials where it's like, do not take this drug if you're allergic to this drug. It's like, oh my God, why is this on here?
You don't say. Really? Don't take it if I'm allergic. This sounds like bullshit to me. I want to take it.
Yeah. Oh, that's just big, whatever the medicine name is, trying to keep you from.
Fuck you, bro. Watch what I do. I'm going to crush
this
up
America.
And snort it. What do you think of that?
Like, what are you doing? Like, I don't get it.
It's pretty dumb.
Yeah.
What do you expect, though?
All right. Yeah. Good answer, though, Cheeto. I agree. Because that's why I said it's like all those warning things are just the ultimate example of it, because some of them, when you hear or read some of these, you're just like, oh my God, who stuck their head in the microwave? Like that kind of shit.
Head in the microwave.
Yeah. Like, oh.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Please. Like my one doctor's office actually has a thing on. They have like a little bulletin board of local businesses and whatnot. One of the things that's on it is, this is not funny,
it's kind of
even
funny.
though I was laughing, is it straight up says, do not shake a baby. And it's because there was like,
what if the baby
it's posted
it,
by, well, no, it's like posted by like the grandparents of a baby that was shaken and killed, so it's like, it's not funny, but it's like, you shouldn't have to tell people don't shake babies, like, you shouldn't have to. They should kind of understand that their necks and stuff are very fragile, and their brains and stuff aren't. Like all these reasons.
It's a heavy metal baby and they shake themselves?
No, you're not.
You're not shaking the baby. You're just playing some sick ass Megadeth.
Oh, well, that's different. If the baby's doing it,
what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Well, I guess they're probably not old enough to rock out. I guess I don't know. You know. I don't know. I don't have. You're the parent here. I don't know.
Just you're jamming, and all of a sudden you're like, oh my god, my baby heavy metaled to death. Which makes it probably the most heavy metal baby ever. If I'm being honest.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. That's a metal way to go, but also very tragic.
Very tragic, but holy shit. This really ruins my idea of a heavy metal daycare.
Yeah. Well, you just need something to brace their heads, I guess, or make it to where, no playing bang your head.
That's all. That's all we play on a loop during nap time. Bang your head.
Lap time. I don't think I'm sending my kid to your daycare.
You don't want to know what happens during lap time. But the FBI does.
Hopefully it means they're just running or crawling laps around some stuff. But
what's that butthead looking senator? He's a customer.
What? Have you ever been in a daycare that plays so much heavy metal?
This place is awesome. I'm just here for lap time though.
Going back to the professional cuddling.
Exactly.
It's an adult chair with lap time and heavy metal all the time.
It's crazy, really. I'm dying.
Lap time is just lap dance. That's all.
Oh, God, I'm dying.
And to be clear, I'm talking about adults at this point. We're no longer talking about children. Moving on. This week's Q of the W.
Yeah, what you got? What number do I got? Let's go 3. I'm just going to pick 3. I don't even know what's going on.
I don't have very many. I looked for some more on Reddit the other day, and just they were kind of weak. So I only added one. No. I only have six to choose from currently.
No, you got 5 because I already picked 3.
Yeah, that's true. All right. So number 3 is, what is your go-to answer when you are asked, what is a fun fact about you?
Oh, Jesus. No one's ever asked me that.
I don't think I've ever had anyone ask me that either. That it's fairly common, I believe, in interview settings.
What is a fun fact about you? I think my number one reaction is just, ugh.
Yeah, it's exactly what it should be.
Why would you ask me that?
Yeah.
Fun
but
you.
What is something interesting about you? When these places act like they give a shit about you outside of just being a mule.
Yeah, fun fact. My balls are stuck to my thigh. I don't know. I mean, the fun fact is I have a 10-year-old podcast. Fuck you.
Yeah, actually, for some people that would be that's actually a strong answer, I would say.
Don't forget the fuck you.
Of course. That's like a greeting at the end of it.
Exactly. That's what I got. I have a 10-year-old podcast. I mean, you can answer the same one, Brian.
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably something I would answer with, because, I mean, I don't have a whole lot else going on right now, so that is kind of a...
That is a fun fact.
Yeah. The only other one, and it's one we 100% share, is, we had a comic book shop. And that always seems to get a really, really, from people.
Oh, no shit.
So, yeah. What happened? We just had enough of too much money.
Yeah.
Just couldn't stop the amount of money we were making. We're like, this is not for us.
Yeah, this has got to end.
The fuck do you think happened?
Yeah, this is way too fun, and, it pays all my bills, so clearly I got to end it.
I can't. Yeah, MTV called me for the new season of Cribs. I just that let me know I'm just heading the wrong direction.
For sure.
So we closed. Yeah.
Silly people.
Yeah. All right. But I guess that's it. It's not really, all that fun.
It is what it is, though.
Well, to others, to us, it is. I mean, we have a good time doing this. So, yeah. If you don't like it, we got 2 words for you.
Salty Language Pod. That's 3 words.
That's 3 words.
Saltylanguage.com. That's all 1 word. I don't have another word.
Sure. I'll allow it. That's good enough. You just say it twice.
Yeah. Yes.
Nailed it. All right. So there you go. Once again, the Q of the W for this week is, what is your go-to answer when you're asked? I'm just going to change this to like, what is a fun fact about you? Because all the rest of that's just word salad.
Yeah, you're right. That's like a weird interview question. Name a time you had stressful situation at work and how'd you handle it? Like,
those
did you ever hear about that workplace stabbing of '83? Well, that wasn't me, but I played a scenario out in my head all the time.
You're playing with their letter opener, and you're like, "I'm back." Yeah, I like your answer though. That's the best. That wasn't me, but I replay the scenario
like constantly. It's always running in my head.
They're immediately like hitting the button under their desk for security. And then you say that, and then they wave them off.
Fun people.
We're just gonna put your application over here in the file.
Perfect. I can't wait to hear from you guys.
Yeah. I always love that. Like when working at places, and when you learn that they weren't allowed to throw away your application for like a certain amount of time. And it's like, yeah, okay.
Like, we'll just file this.
Like, I don't know how
observe later. Which we won't. In 6 months, the whole file is going right in the garbage can.
That's exactly what it was, too. I can't think of one time I ever saw them like go, let's comb through the old files. They never bothered. They just put up a new now hiring sign.
Yep.
And you take in the new crop. Because a lot of times people will reapply.
Because no one gives a shit in the long run, to be honest. Sad but true, but they don't.
I also never cared. I was never like, well, you throw away my application. How dare you?
How dare you, madams and sirs.
Yeah. Oh, well. All right. So, yeah, head on over to saltylanguage.com. Check out all the links. Check out the past episodes. You can find the link for the network we're part of.
Which is... Why is it not where there's... That's not it. Jesus Christ. Told you, man. I'm tired.
The Yeah Boy Network.
That's a good network name, let's be honest.
Oh, man. But we're actually part of the Tangent Bound Network, which can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So head over there and check out the other shows. Or if you're looking to start your own show, go talk to them about that. And, of course, as always, tell Mark that Tony misses him.
Sweet kisses.
Yeah, that too. Mm-hmm. Especially the sweet kisses, actually. That's the most important.
For sure.
Just play a little Hinder Lips of an Angel behind it,
Hilarious.
Anyway, yeah. If you want to reach out to us on the social medias, you can find us on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stunami.
You can find me at Instagram at The Monotony. I mean, I am on Twitter, but don't bother. Salty Language is found on all your social media platforms. Just go to Salty Language. All the links are there. And check out the videos. If you want to watch 5 minutes of our logo today, I mean, I guess you are if you're watching the video. Whatever. Check it out. Salty Language Pod. Video goes up. Got content. And I would like to have more content on there, but time, Brian. Mm-hmm. Time.
Yep.
Fun fact. I don't have extra time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's your fun fact.
Yeah, or when I do, it's very little.
Tell me one fun fact about you. I find this question just bullshit. You just get them and walk.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I should do. Is like get a list of job interview questions and put them on the Q of the W list, but not the tell me about your previous employer, like none of that bullshit. But all those ones where they think they're being cute or fun or whatever.
What do you do in your spare time?
Yeah. None of your fucking business.
Edge while surfing porn for hours. Hey, what's a fun fact?
Well,
I clog your lobby toilet.
While I'm at work, I take pictures of all my coworkers and I jerk off just
furiously,
crazily, just furiously in my free time. That's why I don't hold a job long. I get bored and have to find new targets.
It's crazy. It's crazy, guys. Like the David Attenborough of creep shots.
Yeah, right. Pick up the picture of him and his wife, and start asking him just really inappropriate questions about
his daughter. Yeah. Like, that's my granddaughter. All right. Wait, aren't you that butthead senator?
Yeah.
Get out of here, you. Get out of here, you scamp. Takes off, trips into the bushes.
Yeah. Just keeps looking in the windows.
Naturally.
Oh, man. Yeah. All right. So there you go. I think that's everything. So until next time, have a beer. You'll be fine.
Stay salty for 10 years now.
Yeah. And, seriously, to anyone who's been listening that long, I'm so sorry. No, no. Thank you to anyone who's listened, whether it's short time, long time, whatever. The fact that we've been doing this for 10 years is certainly not something I think either of us saw from the beginning, but it's been fun. So, and this is the last episode of this. No,
and on that note, we'll never talk to you again.
Can you imagine that? Like, we don't say a word. With just the very last thing I say at the end of the show is, and that's the end. and we're done.
On our YouTube video, we got to have like crazy poses of our hands, and we're like, "Is this the end video? Is this the last one?"
Right. Oh, that's what I do. I bookend because when I was like, "This is episode 521," and at the end be like, "Is this the end?"
We ruined it. It's all right. We could do it like in 5 episodes. Sure. Everyone forget. Especially
that's true. We'll forget. Yeah. Someone else will remind us.
You guys are supposed to end in 5. Like, oh.
Yeah, we can't.
Yeah, exactly. Because of my saw accident, I ran out of fingers.
See, if we only had a Galactus.
Exactly.
With all them thingies and articulations. Nope. All right. I stopped it.